Let's check in with Walt Frazier. He is with us. Just did that West Coast trip with the Knicks. Clyde, how you doing, man?
Hey, doing good. How are you guys?
Good. They're trying to change the culture with the Knicks, and I read in the paper that on this trip the team seemed looser, more lighthearted, a little happier. Did you sense that?
Somewhat. They were loose last night after a victory.
Right.
So I think it helped maybe seeing Phil reinforcing some confidence in them, instilling some confidence in them, telling them that they still have a chance to be on this team, depending on the way that they're playing. So maybe that has given them a little more motivation.
I know we've asked before, but I guess it's fluid. Who are some of the guys, when he talks about that are going to be here beyond this year, who do you think are some of those guys he's talking about?
Well, I like Amundsen. He brings something that they don't have, an energizer, a guy that can come in and just doesn't worry about scoring. You don't have to run plays for him. We talked about Galloway, another guy that's a good rebounder. He seems to know the game. He can score, has a knack for the big shot, so he has a couple of game-winning shots. What about this kid Sped guy? I like Sped. I mean, he can score. He knows how to play. He makes assists. He's almost been averaging triple-doubles the last few games. I think his career is up to him, though. When you look at him, he's very slight. If he gets in the weight room, guys, and gets stronger, I think this kid is going to be a very good player for the Knicks.
We've been talking about this the last couple of days. I want to get your take. Let's say the Knicks get the number one pick in the draft, and Oklahoma City comes in and says, you know what, Durant's not going to sign with us. We'll give you Durant for the number one. I say the Knicks do it in a heartbeat. How about you?
So would I. There's nothing to even think about.
Right.
Yeah. It's like Cleveland when they had a chance to get Love as far as opposed to Wiggins. You right away you become a contender with that move. So, that would be something to think about.
Would it scare you, though, if he wouldn't sign the extension right away or agree to it, that you'd only be definitely getting him for 1 year? Because that's what the Cavs did with Love. They don't know if Love is staying.
Yeah, but I think Durant is a guy that wants to build his brand. I think he's represented by Jay-Z, so he knows the nuances of New York. He will know why he's coming to New York to get to that next level. He's always been talking about he's tired of being second best, second in the draft, hasn't won a championship. So he knows this could really catapult his career coming to a place like New York.
Walt, going around the NBA, and you've seen a lot of this team. Toronto's 1-9 in their last 10. They've lost 4 in a row. What do you think's going on with this team?
Well, Lowry had hit the wall. Like when they played us, he had a recovery game. I think he had a couple. They went to Philly. Also, guys, when DeRozan returned, that team was not the same. Remember how they were thriving without DeRozan, and now he comes back. So I would think what has happened, he's taking the ball away from Lowry. Lowry is the catalyst for that team that made everybody go, and now DeRozan's back. I think they've lost some of the chemistry that they had before.
Now, I know you were working yesterday, but in retrospect, what are your thoughts on Kyrie Irving's game?
Yeah, phenomenal, man, what he's doing now. I mean, it's no surprise. The guy was last year the MVP in the All-Star game. I think obviously like Shumpert and like JR, LeBron James has had a tremendous impact on his play. So he's exuding a lot of confidence now. When you talk about the elite point guards, his name is not coming up. So I'm sure that's also a galvanizer for him as well.
Has anybody stepped out, any team stepped out where you said, you know what, that's the team that's going to win the championship?
Not yet.
No?
I think everyone has a good shot. No one has really distinguished themselves. Everybody's talking about Cleveland, but the Hawks are still there. I mentioned to you guys I don't like the Hawks because they've never been there before. So the playoffs is a different animal. They could be overwhelmed by the expectations in getting there. But, the Hawks look good, what they've been able to do without really a superstar. Cleveland is coming on in the East. Early on, I told you guys I liked the Bulls. They were my team, but they seem to be ravaged by injuries now, so I'm not sure if they're going to get back to where they were before.
I wonder if you could give us a read on Phil Jackson. You've known him for forever, and he was out on the coast with the team, especially in L.A. Does he seem down? I mean, what do you think his mindset is after this year?
Yeah, when I talked to him a couple of months ago, he was definitely down. You know, losing sleep. It was wearing on him. Last night he looked a little happier, maybe with the victory, maybe being back in L.A., but looked like he was a little relieved. He kind of exhaled, was smiling, you know, talking to people. So I think he's positive at this time. I think he's doing a lot of scouting, which he should be, getting out. You know, guys, there are players out there. There are players out there, man. A lot of them are unheralded, coming in sometimes in the draft. Damon Lillard, no one knew about this guy. You know, he's on the threshold of superstardom. So Phil just has to do his due diligence and, you know, get out and try to find some players to turn the situation around.
You think he regrets taking this job? If he had a do-over, would he do it?
No, I think he was kind of bored. You know, I had been talking to him, and I even told him, man, why would you walk away? You have so much to offer. And at the time when he retired, I go, you should, you know, go into the front office, man, and do something. You have so much to give back to the game. So I think the longer he sat out, he realized that he missed it. And remember, he was going to Seattle. They were talking about getting a team in Seattle. That's what he was kind of focused on. And then this situation came to New York, which I'm sure really, you know, galvanized him and want to come in and perpetuate his legacy, man. I think he's underrated as a coach because a lot of people, his critics don't give him enough credit because they say, who can't win with Michael Jordan? Who can't win with Shaq and Kobe? But there were other coaches that had those guys and they weren't successful. So, you know, if he could turn this situation around and get the Knicks back to championship caliber, so I'm sure that's what's on his mind now.
Kevin Lockery and Doug Collins couldn't win with Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
All right, now
they were very mediocre when they had Michael.
That's right. This is a big weekend for college basketball, so I'm assuming that Clyde's Wine and Dine is the place to be this weekend.
Yeah. I hope the fans come out. We're doing the, you know, what is it, Sunday, right? They're having the
selection show, yeah.
Selection show, so we're doing things there. The fans can win some prizes and stuff if they come up with the right selection. So the Big East is also going on. They can stop in. So a lot of stuff going on now with basketball.
Good stuff. Walt, you're probably exhausted from the West Coast. Get some rest. Thanks for popping on with us.
Yeah, okay, guys. Thanks a lot.
You got
Alan Hahn, I'd like to congratulate Alan as well on his new child. So
yeah, very cool.
Terrific.
Yeah.
You can give him some tips, Mike.
I don't know if I'm the tip giver right now. He's got 3 kids in addition to this.
Yeah.
One. Yeah. He's got a big spread between his oldest and his youngest. I think it's like 15 years.
Oh yeah, so he almost has a team, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he wants to play center. Take it easy, Clyde.
Okay, guys.